I've got here and I've done this and this to get there.
Yeah, like years and years of work.
Years.
Yeah.
And yes, the leadership mindset is very much, okay, it's not just about doing the hair now. It's about how am I going to help these other people to teach them? Because for me, everybody within that environment is running their own little business.
Anyone can be good at their job, right?
Yeah.
But to be a leader and to lead people effectively and to create a team and have a good atmosphere and make people feel wanted and all that kind of thing.
And whether that was because like my personal situation had changed at that point, and things just weren't aligning, I was like something needs to give. Your environment doesn't suit you anymore. But you feel quite beholden to where you are, like financially.
Yes.
And I was always quite skeptical of having any kind of therapy.
Sometimes the stronger you are as a person, the worse that feeling becomes, because people just assume that you're going to be like, oh, she'll be fine.
Yeah. I have to accept the moments like that I'm in to be able to release that, to move past it. Focus on mastering your craft. And then once that's done, you can move on to whatever else is you need.
I want to talk about your daughter.
Yes.
Because this is a big, important topic. So do you want to just start from the beginning? Hey everyone, welcome to Real Talk with Nat. Before we jump into today's episode, I've got something to share with you all. I've been working with the team behind Renova for a number of years, and I'm so proud to finally introduce what they have just created. You know those moments when you're feeling stuck, when you feel like you're doing everything that you should, but somehow you just still feel disconnected? That is exactly what Renova has been designed to help you with. It's not another productivity app or a self-help tool. Renova combines daily AI check-ins, expert human coaching, and a real community to help you align, slow down, and really create that reality that you truly want. Here's how it works. Each day, you start with a 2-minute check-in that helps you see what's really driving your stress and what's really driving your energy. Then you can connect with others or coaches who are on the same path as you, people who truly understand the highs and lows of personal growth. And here's the best part. For the next 7 days only, you can try Renova totally for free for 30 days. After that, it will move to a standard 14-day free trial. So if you've been meaning to take that next step forward to feeling aligned, feeling grounded, and feeling more clear, this is your moment. Just head over to renova.coach and start your 30-day reset today. All right, let's get into this week's episode. Okay, welcome, Nat. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
How are we?
Yes, I'm good.
Amazing.
Been a little bit tired, but I'm
it's
good.
okay. We keep moving.
Yes, we do.
We were saying before you came on live to the viewers and the listeners, we've got 2 Nats today. So this is really Real Talk with Nat today.
Nats are talking.
Nat squared.
Yeah.
Doubling up. So give a little intro. Let people know what you're all about, who you are, where you're from, whatever you want to tell us.
So I'm from, I live in Essex. I've been in the hairdressing industry for over 20 years now. That is my passion, really.
Yeah.
That is obviously like what I love. I've got it's me and my brother. So one sibling, he lives out in the UAE, and then my mum and dad. So we're quite knit family in that sense. And I have one daughter. So yeah.
Lovely. And how old's your daughter?
She's just turned 9.
Oh.
So yeah.
She's at that age, is she, where she's like not quite in those teen years yet, but getting there?
I mean, she's basically is already a teenager.
Really?
Yeah.
Aww.
I try and pretend she's not the boss, but she really is.
I'm sure she is. What was her name?
Harley.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
I'm the only daughter, so I can kind of see that I'm sure she runs the show.
Oh, she really does.
Oh,
she does. But you know what? She's a godsend. So
yeah,
I'll let her.
Yeah, she's allowed.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about her later, because I know you got a really beautiful story to share with that.
Yeah.
Before we do, I'd love to just talk a bit more about the business side of things, because I know that, like you've already said, your business is your passion, your hair brand, doing all things hair, being in that industry.
Yeah.
So where did that all start? How did you get into that?
I think it had always been something that I'd wanted to do. Other than, when you're a kid, I was like, I'm going to open a sweet shop just so I can eat all the sweets, basically. But
that'd be nice.
Yeah, exactly. But we realise now we can't eat into all our profits. So, but I'd always had like a love for hair and like a passion for doing that, even like with my little dolls and like just like playing around with that kind of thing. And then once I'd was at the stage where I was leaving school and I was like, what is it that I really want to do? Because it's like I'm not I was never a uni kind of girl. I didn't like, I went to school because obviously we have to go to school, but I didn't love school. I was always very creative and like very good at art and like textiles and that kind of stuff. And then I just decided that hairdressing I felt would be like a bit of a calling for me. So to my nan's, rest her soul, she didn't want me to go into hairdressing. More because she was like, you're never going to make any money doing that. And also one of my art teachers, she was very much like, so wasted for you to go in and be doing hair. But I thought, let me just give it a go.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. And I kind of am someone that needs to learn on the job. I'm not very good at someone sitting me down, I'm going to talk you through and write down all these little things for you to do now, go and do that.
You're a doer.
Yes. So I need to see it and be in it to be able to like move forward to it. So I went in to do an apprenticeship, started in a salon in Buckhurst Hill. And literally from the moment I set off, I was like, yeah.
You knew?
Yeah, and I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is definitely what I wanted to do.
Amazing. You just get that feeling, don't you?
Yeah.
And you just know.
It's
like a warm, fuzzy feeling. And you're like, yeah, this is what I'm here for.
And even though it's like, you're at that stage, obviously as an apprentice, you're only making teas and coffees. Like you're sweeping the floor.
Yeah.
And way back when I was younger.
How old were you when you did that? 16?
I went straight into it. So the jobs were very different. Like you grafted. You were like properly like cleaning when it come to the end of the day. You were sweeping properly. You were like cleaning the skirting boards. But I've always believed like I knew that it was going to get me somewhere. Even doing all this and whatever kind of effort I was putting into that stage, that would then transpire into as I grew, like as a hairdresser, as an assistant and that kind of thing. So I took pride in it even from that point. So
I love that because that's a really important thing that you just said. You were cleaning, you were sweeping, you're doing the skirting boards. Like you have to do the hard graft that nobody wants to do.
No.
But there's no escaping it.
No.
And I feel like, often we see things, don't we, where it looks like people just quickly get their success and it's an overnight thing. But I don't know anyone who's a successful entrepreneur or a successful business person who hasn't done that hard graft, which is the shit that no one wants to do.
No, exactly.
And if they've been presented with opportunities, those opportunities have never lasted if they've not done that bit.
Well, it's just like that people just feel like they want to fast forward. They want like that quick fix of like, okay, I've seen someone else do that, and it's only that like one picture that someone's obviously painted that they're doing. Like I've got here and I've done this and this to get there.
Yeah.
Not everything that is taken before that to get them to that place where they want to be.
Yeah, like years and years of work.
Years.
Yeah.
Of like, and dedication, like you have to be, hairdressing isn't one of them things that I think you can go into lightly.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It isn't like, oh, do I want to do that? Yeah, I fancy it. Let me just go in there because you don't you will not last.
Yeah.
You will not last unless you're like, you really know that you want to make a difference within that industry.
And is that because it's so competitive and there's so many, there's so many people out there
I think
trying to do that? Like what would be the reason for that, do you think?
I mean, sadly, I feel like there isn't enough people trying to do it.
Okay.
In this generation of people. But I think it's just because it is hard graft, because for so long, you don't go into hairdressing and like the second day you're there, you're cutting someone's hair, you're blow drying someone's hair, or you're putting a colour on. You do so much before that in terms of like the foundation of it and understanding the face shapes and the skin tones and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, making a tea and a coffee and doing that and getting to know the clients and shampooing the hair and knowing how you're going to, all those things that are like behind the scene that you're like, oh, I don't really feel like what I'm getting enough from. Like, I want to do hair. I just want to do hair. But all that is part of it.
You've got to go through that bit. So, yeah. And I think that's a really common topic, isn't it, for entrepreneurs in general, having that resilience to just keep going until, because it will happen if you keep going.
Yeah.
But often people just quit
if
way
you have
too soon.
exactly, and if you have that thing that you're like, this is in you, and you're like, no, this is something I really want to do. So it's fine. This is going to be for the first year. I'm going to be at this stage, but I know eventually, like the things that you can get out of it, it's going to be worth it.
So worth it. So you did your apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Then what happened after that? Talk me through the story after that.
So I did the apprenticeship. Took probably me about 18 months to qualify. And generally it's between 2 and 2.5 years. And then 3 years if you're sort of moving on to your different levels. So I did the apprenticeship, 18 months I was done. And I was on the floor. And it was like the most daunting thing ever.
Really?
But also like so exciting because, as I was like just saying, all that hard work that's led up to that. And then you're like, right, now there's a client sitting in front of me and she's like, so today I want, and you're like, oh my God, this is all down to me now.
I've actually got to do this now.
Oh
no.
I've got to take this seriously now.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't go running back and going, oh, well, like when you were doing like your lessons and your model nights and you're like, oh, I cut that line slightly off. And then obviously you've got someone now. This is just like,
can't make those mistakes anymore.
Yeah, this is your own show now. But like I flourished.
Amazing.
Because I couldn't wait for like those moments. And the salon that I trained in, I stayed there for 5 years, I would say. Then the relationships dynamics started to change within there. And I knew I was ready for something, I think, a bit bigger. Like it was just like not one-stop shop, that's probably not the word that I want to use, but it was just like a single salon.
Sure.
Whereas I wanted to go on to something a little bit like bigger, maybe like somewhere that had a few more shops, you know, so I felt like I could move up in the ranks. Whereas
where you could get
to. There was only a benchmark at that salon because it was like the owner, the 2 owners, and then the niece that worked there. But so your role, like I could never be like a manager or assistant manager or, you know, I was always just going to be a stylist.
Yes.
And I didn't want to be just that.
Yeah.
So I left there. I went to a few interviews at some other salons. And then I got an interview at one salon, and that is just part of like something a bit bigger. It's a company called Hob Salons.
Okay, yeah.
And that was in Loughton. And that is where I had been for, maybe 17 years I worked there for.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's a long time, 17 years.
Yeah.
And did you work your way up the ranks in that?
Yeah.
So what was that journey like?
Tough. So originally it was she'd had I can't even remember what the word is that you would use. So you can go in like with Hob as like a big company, they might have had like 10 at that point, 10 company owned salons.
Okay.
And then obviously you could do it as like a franchise. That's the word. I found the word.
Yeah.
So the lady that I went to work for, she had a franchise there. Well, actually, it was a guy before that, so many years ago. He had the franchise and he sold it on to another lady. So I was a stylist there for, say, 2 years. And then she took it over as a franchise, and then she asked me to be her assistant manager.
Okay.
And then that kind of just progressed over the years. Obviously, worked really well together, like building the team, building the salon.
Yeah.
We then moved up into a bigger shop space, just like literally up the road from where it was before. And then she'd asked me to be the manager there at that role, and then just kind of escalated from that.
Wow. That's amazing. So you really worked your way all the way up to the top.
And even when she sold the franchise back to the company, because she just wanted to come out of that, you know, like life choices and like family and stuff like that, I then I was running that shop as part of the company. So then it was just on me. And then for me to then choose an assistant manager to help like support me, obviously, with that whole thing. And then that reached another point that I was like, I love doing hair. I love my clients. I love like building that. But then I was like, oh, now this is on me. And it's like, then it switches, like the dynamic switches to like your mindset as a leader now. You know, so it isn't just about me doing hair, standing behind the chair.
Yeah.
Now I have to pull back a little bit from that and help to guide other people to be the best version of themselves within the environment. So how did you switch from that? Because going from the mindset of working for somebody, and technically you were still, I guess, working for somebody at that point,
but you weren't a leader before.
No.
So was that like a natural shift in your mindset, or was it a conscious thing where you thought, right, I need to make some changes here with how I'm thinking, what I'm doing? What did that journey kind of look like in terms of your mindset from working in the lower ranks, let's say, and then
Yeah.
all the way up to manager position?
I think it was probably a bit of both.
Mm,
I think you do have that element of you're like, okay, I totally like need to switch everything up, but
yeah.
I like my personal opinion within those roles within a shop. I think whether you're managing it or like running it or owning it, you have to have people in place that know the hair industry.
Yeah.
So in my personal opinion, I don't think you could get someone to just come on board and know how that shop runs, how that
Mhm.
system runs, how stylists work. So I had the best of both worlds. So for me, I felt like I already fitted into that
Yeah.
category quite nicely.
Yeah.
But then yes, the leadership mindset is very much okay. It's not just about doing the hair now. It's about how am I going to help these other people
Mm.
to teach them? Because for me, everybody within that environment is running their own little business.
Yes.
So, and for me, that's how I had to guide them through. Not that it's just like, right, I'm the manager and you've got to do what I say. It's like,
Yes.
this is your business now.
Yeah.
Because that's the mindset that I had as an individual, like, as coming up the ranks. I'm like, I need to teach you to be like, okay, so this is your little business.
Uh-huh.
And if that's your end goal, so let's break that down as to, right, so then we're going to go back through that.
Mm.
And this is where you got to start to get to there to then lead you on to there.
Yeah.
As well, like with the assistants,
Yes.
because they're the future of the business.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the mindset side of things actually it's probably not spoken about enough, I think, in any industry
No.
really. And I think it's really good that now I think we're seeing a little bit more of like, companies are going out of their way to train people and give them the wellness experiences that they need to improve their mindset, because it can be so hard. And I think anyone can be good at their job, right?
Yeah.
But to be a leader and to lead people effectively and to create a team and have a good atmosphere and make people feel wanted and all that kind of thing, that's a whole other degree as such, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like and I don't think that's something which everybody can just pick up. I think you've got to have something in you to kind of want to do that in the first place,
Yeah.
which you've obviously got in
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Like you're right. I don't think it's something that you could someone could go, oh yeah, I fancy doing that.
Yeah.
Like, because you have to, it's hard to like divide yourself,
Mm.
like to be, okay, like this. I think the biggest challenge for me was like being within that salon environment. I'd built up so many friendships there.
Yeah.
And, like as a stylist, senior stylist, whatever you are, assistant,
Mm.
you have like a real vibe going on and it's like a real family hub. So then they're like, oh, now we need to look at that differently.
Yes.
'Cause
She's the boss now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that.
Mm.
And, I mean, it sounds cliche, but I always used to say to people, look, it's not personal, it's just business.
It's hard though,
So
isn't
when it comes to work and being in that environment, I'm going to do what's best for you in terms of the business.
Yeah.
There's no like favoritism or, oh, because you're my friend, I'm going to do that. It's not about that, because I don't always think that's not going to help someone push forward.
No. And it's tough. It can be tough when I've worked with people in the past who have become really good friends, and then like not in the roles that I'm in now, but like I'm talking like 10 years ago, and they've become really good friends, and then you're like, okay, I'm kind of their boss, so I need to tell them that they've really fucked up over there.
Yeah,
But they're one of my
exactly.
really good friends, so how can I do that? And it becomes awkward, and it shouldn't be, but it kind of just is always going to be a little bit like that when you've
Yeah.
built friendships. You've got to really kind of manage that fine line, I think, between those relationships. And when it naturally grows into a position, what can you do?
Yeah. And I
Gosh.
feel like in terms of your friendships, that's a testimony to your friendship. If someone says, you know what, like I get it, Nat
Yeah.
is who she is, Nat, away from that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to work, I know she's going to do what's best for me and my business to help me grow.
Yeah.
So I have to respect that. And that's
Yeah.
all it's about. It's
Yeah.
about respect.
That is. I think if you can remember that, then you're going to be winning.
Yeah.
So when did you think, right, I want to start something of my own now? Because you went 17 years, you said,
Mhm.
at that salon.
Yeah.
During that time, did you have thoughts within you back then where you were like, I'd love to create my own brand. I'd love to create more, that I can kind of be in control of? Or was
Yeah.
that something that came later? Like, what did that look like?
I think that came later. There was stages, like a switch happened for me in terms of the working environment that I was in, because I chose to step down from my role
Uh-huh.
as a manager
Okay.
because I was going through treatment for my daughter.
Okay.
So I couldn't carry both mentally. I couldn't run a salon, making sure everybody was all right in there and they're doing what they're doing and, and guiding them when, like, obviously myself, I needed like my own guidance, obviously, for the journey that I was going on. Yeah, I stepped down. Like, I had to make a conscious effort,
Yeah.
to direct my energy onto like something else. So, and then again, it wouldn't have been fair for the team. Also wouldn't have been fair for me.
Yeah.
So I separated from that and I carried on working there. I was doing my clients. No one really knew about like what was going on. And like fast forward to everything that I then went through, I then was back in a salon, working 3 days a week.
Okay.
And it's like things had changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like respectfully, it was like me being in that salon and running that and growing that and building that to where it was. It was like it was in effect like a little baby to me.
Sure.
And stepping back from that and then like watching someone else to do that, and change is good. Like I'm very open to that. But when I'm feeling like, my mentality was like, well, I wouldn't have done it like that, and I wouldn't end up. So then I started to feel like I was becoming the kind of person that I wouldn't have wanted in my salon environment.
Really?
I don't like that energy. I started to feel like quite negative.
Okay.
I'd come in on days and I was moaning. And whether that was because like my personal situation had changed at that point, and things just weren't aligning, I was like something needs to give. And my brother kind of said to me, he was like, your environment doesn't suit you anymore. But you feel quite beholden to where you are, like financially.
Yes.
You feel like I can't just up and leave.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm reliant on like what this is. This is what I've always known of all those years of being there. But I also was like, didn't like the person that I was, towards the end. And I was like, yeah, something has to change for me. And I was like, I either have to totally come out of hairdressing, maybe it's not what I want to do anymore. And maybe that's why I'm feeling the way that I feel and I need that change.
Yeah.
Or I need to step away and do something for myself. So, yeah, I did. That was 3 years ago in August.
Yeah.
I left the shop, decided to go it on my own.
Yes.
As freelance.
And you've created your brand, which is called?
NB Hair Care.
NB Hair Care.
Yeah.
We have some of your products here. Let's just do a little show. Got a lovely hairbrush.
One of the brushes there.
Can't wait to have a little brush with my hair. And we have, what was this one that
this
you
is a
cleaning
new
product.
thing. Yes, a brush cleaning product, which is something that I had so many people saying to me.
Love it.
Well, how do you clean your brushes? How do you keep them always looking so like fresh and so new? And I decided to develop a product myself.
Amazing.
For that. So yeah, and I think in hindsight, like me leaving, as much it was a struggle for the first 6 months. When I say struggle, it was hell.
Really?
Yeah, because like you're out on your own. It was that like I only had me to rely on.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, I have to make this work. Like for me and my daughter, like I have to, like, how am I going to do this if like 1 month it's not as good? I've got no one else going, oh, it's all right, I've got you. Because they haven't. Like I have to, and you slowly like think, oh, I've been in the industry for so long. I've got all my regular clients. It's fine. I've got, you're making what you make there.
Yeah.
I can make that at home. It's the same because of all those clients come to you, but they don't.
Yeah.
That's the reality. So
it's a big change.
Yeah. So yeah, like it was tough those first 6-7 months, but then it was, I think like it's like a tipping point, and I was like, okay, I feel like something's starting to give.
Yeah.
Now.
You felt the
actually
change.
I'm slowly starting to see the light kind of like at the end.
Amazing, yeah.
And
is that from home? Do you do stuff from home?
From home, going to my clients as well. So from home would mainly be in the evenings.
Yeah.
Obviously where I've got the little one. But during the day, once the school drop and all that's done, then I'm obviously out and about doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. Amazing. And such a change from the 17 years, I'm sure, and the lead up to that. How did you find that change mentally? Because I think something that people maybe don't talk about too much as well is going from, I know your hours probably weren't 9 to 5 as such, but going from that 9 to 5 environment where you're showing up for somebody, working for somebody, set routine kind of every day, even though your clients maybe were different daily, but going from that routine to then on your own, like you said, struggling for the first 6 months and just changing the way that your routine and your life was.
Yeah.
Did that affect you mentally on any level? Like, where was your mindset at when that process was going on?
What, as in like within the first 6 months?
Yeah, the first 6 months and after, like as things started to change as well.
I'd say the first 6 months that my mindset, like I would never say I was someone that, but I'm always quite a positive person. Very, like my energy is always quite high.
Yeah.
I'm quite lively. I'm always the one that's going to pick everybody else up.
Yeah.
And but I really wasn't. And I often wouldn't, like I'm not someone that would always talk about it.
Okay.
I'm kind of right, something's going on. Like I need to process this.
Yeah.
In whichever way like I feels best. And I think it was having the courage to actually say to a lady that she's been like for years, even while I was working in the salons, helping like with business and like life coach and stuff, to say that, like it's not good. Like I had moments where I was like what even is the point of this?
Really?
The purpose, like everything I was doing, like all my choices, it kind of felt like, well, like you've really failed now, Nat.
Yeah.
You failed yourself, you failed your family, you failed your daughter, and like I felt pretty low.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
But it was at that point where I was like, I know if I don't do something about it now, like I'm only going to get worse. And then all I'll do is I'll go back into a salon environment. I'll hate it. Do you know what I mean? It will then beat me down more and more.
In a different way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're just like trying to, someone catch me in a net, and like just help me. But I was like, okay, I need to do something. So like I called the doctors and I ended up getting some like therapy. It was like over the phone. It wasn't, because obviously we were coming out of, the whole like COVID situation and stuff like that. And still they weren't doing as many like meet up with the people, even though they were doing it at that point.
Yeah.
And I was always quite skeptical of having any kind of therapy. Maybe that is a learnt behaviour. Maybe it's just like what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And maybe society just made me feel like, because everyone's like, you've always got it now. I'm like, you just get yourself together.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't.
It's hard, isn't it? I think, do you know what? I think sometimes the stronger you are as a person, the worse that feeling becomes, because people just assume that you're going to be like, oh, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
You're the strong one.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but I'm being strong for everyone else.
Yeah. And it's so
Quite
exhausting.
Like
I know.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
I can relate to that so much.
It's really exhausting, always being that one.
Yes.
And ultimately, I always knew I was going to be all right. But at that moment, I was like, I just wanted people to be like, do you know what? It's okay to feel that.
Yeah.
Just feel it.
Let
just
yourself
go through it. Don't say to me, oh, like, you're going to be fine. You'll come through. Yeah. You're strong. You'll get through the other end. I'm like, at that point, it's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. That's not going to help, is it?
No.
It's not going to help anyone.
No.
I think, and that's so important. You do just have to like let yourself feel into it sometimes and just have someone say, it's fine.
Yeah.
Go
it's
cry
okay
if you need to cry.
Yeah.
Like you will be fine.
Yeah.
But let it out and just do what you need to do. So you had therapy.
Yeah.
And that helped.
Yeah, a lot. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
Like it helps me to like redirect like my energy onto being like, again, like I was just saying, it's okay to feel like that.
Yeah.
But let it go. which then I think takes me back to like years previous of when I was away to visit my brother and that in the UAE when they were first out there.
Yeah.
I went to have a massage done,
Uh-huh.
and the therapist, she could feel like, you know, I was feeling tension. This was as like I started in like a managerial role.
Okay.
She recommended me a book called The Secret.
Yes.
And it kind of then brought me all the way back to that moment where I was thought like I need to redirect my energy into something like positive that I know that I can control.
Yes.
You know?
Do you know what? That book has changed so many people's lives.
So many.
And it's such a, I think it's in the bigger picture, it's such a starting point, but it is the best starting point.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first books I ever read as well. And it changed everything for me. Did you watch it on Netflix? You know, it's on Netflix as well.
Yeah, no, I haven't actually watched it.
You should actually watch it just because I know you know it all, but like just to watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Because seeing like the visuals of how they explain things, and like you see like Bob Proctor on there, and like it's a really cool way to document it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that she recommended that for you.
Yeah, honestly, it I would say it was like a Bible to me.
Yeah.
Basically, and it just from the moment I bought the book at the airport on my way home from my trip out, and I basically finished most of the book on the flight.
Wow.
And like I came back, and it must have taken me like another 2 days after that to finish the book. And I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get like where I need to be. So now, like I say, like fast forwarding, when I was going through that time, I was like, I know I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
But I also know that I have to accept the moments like that I'm in to be able to release that, to move past it. Because often we hold on to so much stuff, and then it just like it builds up, and then it's like it's an explosion.
Oh my God, literally.
You know?
Yeah.
So and talking about it helps, but normally I'm the one that people are talking to.
Yeah.
Especially as a hairdresser.
Yeah, you're basically like a therapist.
So like I'm absorbing all of that all the time. And then I'm still absorbing all the stuff that I'm then going through. And I'm like, well, so like, where is this going to go?
Yeah, it's a lot. And I had this conversation with someone else, and we were saying how whatever industry you're in, there are certain industries such as hairdressing. When I used to be a PT, even now doing all the stuff that I do with my coaching, there are certain industries where you get it more right, where you do become someone's therapist. Yeah. And not only are you becoming their therapist, which is a great thing, I think, by the way. I think it's so lovely that they feel like they can open up to you in that sense. But not only are you playing that role, like you said, you're already dealing with your own stuff that you're dealing with, and you're also fully socializing all the time.
Yeah.
That just takes all of your energy.
Yeah.
Like then you get home and you're like, oh my God, like I literally don't have any energy to do anything other than sit here.
Yeah.
And if you've got kids, or if you've got other work that you need to be doing, or you've got family members that you need to talk to, or like whatever, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think we often go through life not really thinking about that.
No.
Like that whole, I've always kind of thought about the therapist side of things, because I do feel like these roles that we have in our work definitely play that role. But the social side of things, it only really clicked with me a few months ago when I was having this conversation, because I was saying how gets to Friday and I'm like knackered.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do anything because I'm genuinely so exhausted.
Just want to exist.
Yeah, I just want to just sit on the sofa.
Yeah.
And it makes me so happy to just do that.
Yeah.
But it's because, and then my friend was like, yeah, because you've been socializing all week. And I was like, no, I haven't. She's like, yes, you have. Like, you're socializing every day. You got to show
really
up for
see
people.
It like that, do you?
No, you don't. You got to put a smile on, even if you feel like shit. You got to put a smile on, and people won't know what's going on in your life because you have to put this front on, and it's exhausting.
Yeah,
and we don't talk about it.
No, not at all.
So I'm here to talk about it.
Like, the gnats are here to talk about it.
The gnats are here to tell us that it's exhausting.
But I think I found that often, like even like when I was in the salon, when I'd leave and I'd drive home, I'd be silent. I'd have no music on. No, nothing. And it's almost scary because I'd get home and I'd be like, shit, how did that happen?
How did I get here?
You're like, what?
You're
I'm
just
here
on
already.
autopilot. Yeah.
And it's scary that you can kind of like filter out everything
Yeah.
and just exist. But it's so important that you actually like, you need to do that.
100%. And I actually recently I've become quite in tune with my nervous system and like how regulated or non-regulated I'm feeling. And that for me, getting in the car and not wanting to put music, not wanting to put a podcast, like, and just wanting silence, that for me is knowing that I'm at the brink of like, I need to slow down.
Yeah.
Because my brain just can't handle it. So that's become a really good way of me monitoring kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'll get home, I'm like, right, I need to just have a bath.
Yeah.
Don't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's so important to be aware of that stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just want to talk about your brother. So you said your brother moved to the UAE.
Yeah.
Is he in Dubai?
He's in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, amazing.
Started off in Dubai, but in Abu Dhabi now.
Yeah. And you guys are really close?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
So tell me about that relationship, because I know he's one of your most inspirational people in your life, and I'd love to know more.
Like a mentor.
Yeah, I love that.
He basically, funny story is that as a child, you wouldn't think it now because I'm chatting a lot.
Yeah.
But as a child, I literally, it wasn't until I was really probably about 5 that I actually started speaking.
Okay.
Like my parents were like ready to take me to speech therapy because they were like, something's not right with her.
Okay.
And my only ways of communication would be through my brother.
Right.
And everyone
That's really sweet.
I know, it was mad. So everything I used to do, like he would understand and he'd go, she wants this, she wants that.
Yeah.
You know. And his was actually the first name I said. It wasn't mum or dad, yeah.
What's his name?
Damien.
Oh.
I didn't say the full name. You were like, I said Day. Yeah, Day. Like cutely.
Yeah.
But yeah. So even from that point, and like everything that like he did, it was like, you know, I was obsessed with cars, like the Hot Wheel cars, because like me and him would be like, you know, lining the cars up in the corridor and pretending to park them and doing all that. And then as we got older, like he started playing professional cricket.
Okay.
And I was there like all the practices, all the games. I mean, I kind of didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because he had to go.
Yeah.
And that again is one of the things with like having a sibling. Like there was no like, you know, I had to sacrifice like my time. He was doing his thing and that's what we had to do. And like, you know, my daughter's an only child, so she hasn't got to do any of that.
What's the age gap between you guys?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a nice gap.
Yeah,
That's a nice gap.
So yeah, it has been. It was hard when he moved away. Because initially, when the moment came when I did travel out to Dubai when they was first there, when I was going through a bit of a slump.
Yeah.
You kind of just there's certain people that you have that you can just exist with.
Yes.
And I find it so important to say to people like, I have a circle, like a close-knit circle of like my girls that we can be in a room and not talk and it be okay. There's no uncomfortable silence doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's no forced conversation.
No.
Yeah, you can just sit there.
And I felt like with my brother like and his like wife that I could do that. We could just be in each other's space. They're doing what they're doing. I was doing what I'm doing. But I felt comfort in that and that's like what I needed. So after the moving, it was a bit like, oh, well, who's going to give me that?
Yeah.
You know,
Something
all them
felt
years
missing.
ago. Yeah. But it's also given me a second home.
Yeah, brilliant. I was going to
So
say.
I can't.
Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
3 times a year?
Yeah.
That's fine by
I
me.
cannot complain.
Yeah.
About that side. But yeah, I think like his support and sometimes, a lot of the time, quite harsh conversations.
What, a bit of a tough love approach?
Massively.
Yeah. I'm here for that though.
I mean, he doesn't enjoy it and he often says that, but he's probably one of the only people that can give me that.
Yes.
And me go away and think, well, you're an absolute
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you're right.
But then come back and go, I see what you're saying though, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's vital, and I'm so grateful that I have that.
Yeah.
And like even like with his wife, and they've got 3 kids, and like they're just all like so supportive.
Yeah.
You know,
that's so nice, and I think it's not that common to have that relationship with siblings these days. I'm really fortunate. I've got 2 older brothers, and we're all really, really close. And I've definitely got that same kind of relationship. Like we all we're very honest with each other. If someone needs to talking to, we'll tell them.
Yeah.
But we all respect each other so much and have that close relationship.
Yeah.
But that's not that common.
No. No, you don't really hear it. And it's like, and I respect obviously everything that he's done and like his hard work and like how he's grown in, you know, in his work, in his environments, with his family, like with his wife. Like I look and I'm like, it's an inspiration.
Yeah.
So I very much am like, if I want that life, I'm like, it's hard now because I'm like, I want it like that.
Yeah.
Or I don't want it. Because that's what I see. Again, that's another learnt behaviour for me. So
yeah. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think it can be seen as maybe a bad thing because we shouldn't compare, right? We should never compare how other people are living their lives, whether they're related to us or not or whatever. But then I think if you can see what's possible, that's actually a really great thing because you can be like, well, then no, I don't have to settle.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to be in a relationship with this person for the sake of it.
I think it's the qualities as well of the people and the individuals and like how like my brother and wife communicate and you know what I mean? They're very, you know, clear and upfront. They'll sit down and they'll have like grown conversations. Yeah. You know, if you're not happy with something, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Let's not just like simmer on it. Yeah. And then 6 months down the line, someone says one wrong word out of turn and you're like, right.
Have a blazing row. Yeah.
And it's not even about that situation, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's more the qualities in that I would want if I was in that relationship dynamic.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about this. You know what I'm going to talk about. So are you dating? What's the sitch?
Not.
You're not
dating. No, not at the minute. I've dated.
Yeah.
I've been single. So I broke up with my daughter's dad. She was 6 months old.
Yeah.
So then from that point, I've been on my own. I did a 1-year relationship, which I think I've learned so much now, and especially in like recent interactions with men, is I find myself a lot of the time being in love with an idea that I feel like society wants me to have, you know, and actually potentially that's not what I want.
Yeah.
You know,
elaborate on that. So what would you say society wants you to have?
Society wants me to, you know, be in a relationship, be with a guy, have someone there that's going to like show up for Harley, you know, and I always felt like, that's what I want. Like her dad is always her dad. She sees her dad every other weekend, you know, but full time with me, like if I'm going to get into a relationship, I'm going to meet someone, they're going to like be that nice male figure for her, like day in, day out, support me with like everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
We live together. Yeah. And we get married, happily ever after. Maybe we have another child. Yeah. You know, and then that's happy.
Yeah. It's like a stereotypical thing of
like
what
100%.
Yeah.
And also like going back, I think like my mum and dad are still together. They've been married 45 years or whatever.
Amazing,
like my brother and his wife have basically been together since birth. That's what it feels like anyway. You know, and then there's me, like a broken home. So
everyone's different, right?
I know.
Everyone's journey is so different.
And I get it.
Yeah.
But I think because I've grown up in that.
Yeah.
You kind of feel like the black sheep of the family kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Which isn't the case. They don't see me as that, but it's more my own perception. So I'm like, well, it'd be nice if I'm in a relationship and I've got someone that I can bring home. But often I've got into these relationships and for many reasons, probably that we can't discuss, and some of them.
Yeah.
They haven't worked.
Can we discuss any of them? Yeah. Come on, tell me something. Have you got anything juicy?
I'm going to have to like filter some things out.
Don't worry if you can't think of anything, but if you can, I'm all ears.
No, but I just think, I feel like, you know, I was in a relationship for 2 years before Harley with someone. I'd met him out in Ibiza, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Again, more in love with the idea than I was actually with the person. Yeah, I won't say too much on that.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah. We'll end that one.
Yeah. And you know what it is? I worked out. I seem to get myself into situations with people that live far.
Okay.
And I feel, looking back, that is like, because it's a commitment thing for me.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
So I've now got to the point where I'm thinking, maybe I've had a fear of commitment because I'm like, if they live a certain distance away, it does mean that I don't have to be in their pockets all the time. I can still be free and do what I want to do. They do, and then I see them every night. You know what I mean? And it doesn't work. The first guy that I was with, I was engaged to him. 2 years we were together. He ended up moving to Essex. He was from up north. I was like, no, can't do this.
Really?
Because it made me feel claustrophobic. So society, I feel, wants me to be in this perfect, ideal, what I would say people say is a relationship, you know, the fairy tale married and all that. But I don't think I want that. I don't. Like, I'm enough for my daughter in terms of what I offer her. Like, I show up every day for her, you know, and I guide her. I lead by example. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not perfect. Far from it.
No one is.
Can be a little bit moody and like snappy and, you know.
Must be the name.
But, yeah, literally. But then I think if I'm going to get into something with someone, they have to hold the same, like, values, the same, to a degree, the same energy as me.
Yeah.
You know, they can't be too much like me because, again, that will annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah. And
I'd have to put you in the bin because, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, you're way too much. But also, I've got crazy work ethic. I don't rest.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about the next thing, but I need someone that's going to come and be like, I love that. What have you thought about doing this? Or maybe don't do that and do this. Because, you know, like, my brother has been that person for me.
Yeah.
He's been very much like, I love all the ideas you got, mate. And I love where you want to go with things. He's like, but slow down.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that he said to me was like, just stay in your lane. And he's like, focus on mastering your craft.
Yes.
And then once that's done, you can move on to whatever else is you need.
Couldn't agree more.
Like, and I take that with me in everything that I do.
Yeah.
And if I was going to go into being with someone and have a partner, I need that energy. I need that. Someone to go, yeah, okay, I love this and help me run with it.
Yeah.
Or go, wait a sec.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing that.
I think that's
like,
so
chill.
important. Yeah. And I definitely agree that there has to be, like, me and my partner, we're very similar in certain ways, but we're also very different in certain ways. And where it's important are the places where we're similar.
Yeah.
So we're both quite entrepreneurial. We both work very hard. We work long hours, but different types of hours. And we have that understanding of what it takes to kind of create the lives that we want to be living.
Yeah.
And he's the first person I've ever been with where I've actually got that. And I've not had any like, oh, you're working again. You're still up and doing that. But it's 8 p.m. on a Monday. Why are you on your computer? Why are you not down here? Like, there's none of that, where I know other people in relationships where there is that. And going back to what you said earlier, of, like, you said your parents have been together for 45 years.
Yeah, married for 45
Married for 45.
years. So, yeah.
My parents 43. So the same. And your brother's in a lovely relationship, married and everything. But I would still always say, like, I understand where you're coming from in terms of, like, oh, you're the one that's not in the relationship, but you don't want to be in a relationship for the sake of being in one. Like what we were chatting about on the way here, you know, if you're happy and genuinely happy independently and on your own, live that life, you know, and if the right person comes along, brilliant, they're a bonus to it.
Exactly that. Exactly that. And I think I have got myself to a point where I am like, often people go, oh, you're so lovely, Nat, and you're so this and you're so that. God, how comes you're single? And I'm like, and they almost like feel sorry for me. Yeah. And I'm like, don't do that. No. Don't do that.
I can imagine.
Because I'm not unhappy in the situation that I'm in. Yeah. Like, I'm really good.
Genuinely.
Really good. So, you know, and if that is, I feel like if that is the route that I'm going to go down and I find like a person for that, I'm like, I don't even know if I need that to coincide with my daughter. You know, that I don't have to have someone that like slots into my life like that. My life is like with her. Then when I have my time, again, like we were saying on the way here, it's about compromise. And I feel like I'm at a stage where I'm pushing forward with so much stuff that I want to do, and like where I want to be in terms of like my business and like my ideas and all that kind of stuff. I don't have too much time to sacrifice, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to compromise that time.
Yeah.
My daughter gets it. I get like my time with my friends and like my family, and then there's a little, it's like a little,
if there's a
sprinkle,
5 seconds there, you can
it's
have
like a
it.
little sprinkle there, and that, if you're happy to kind of fit in with that, then I'm good with that, because obviously, like, it's important. I need like nap time, but also I don't then don't want to be like your emotional support girl.
Yeah.
I don't want to be your free counsellor. So that when you're having a hard day, you're like, oh, how's your day? And I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure
again.
there's plenty of other people you can call for that.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Because I can't, like, I have so much else that I'm absorbing.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I totally understand that. And I think you're in the perfect place to meet somebody, actually, because you're so happy on your own.
Yeah.
And that's when it happens. Like, if you were going to meet someone, it would happen when you're in this energy, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen when you're like, I need
Constantly
to look for
craving.
it.
Yeah. Like on the apps. And don't get me wrong, obviously I've been on the apps.
Yeah.
Because you've
got to these days.
Yeah. I mean,
you got no choice.
And like people say to me, they're like, oh, why don't you do it the old fashioned way? And you go out and meet someone. Like, when?
Yeah.
Like, when I'm putting my daughter to bed at like 8:30, like, is that when you want me to go out and meet someone?
Yeah.
Or my free weekend
run.
when she's with like her dad, that's when you want me to be like, get dressed up, because I haven't got all the stuff to do around the house.
Right.
And also, I don't want to just sit and exist and watch stuff on the telly that I, you know, and I don't want to go and like be done up and sit on a bar stool hoping someone comes to talk to.
And then they don't, and you're like, I've been here for 3 hours.
This is a waste. You know what I mean? Like, it's not me anyway.
Yeah.
And also, it's not, you know, when I'm with my girls, like I'm with my girls. So quite often it's like, well, maybe that's like too intimidating for the guys, like when you're with them. And I'm like, well, they're not for me then, are they?
That's what I was just going to say. It's not going to intimidate the right person.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, you know, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It isn't easy.
Well, we'll have you back in a year and we'll see where you're at.
Yeah, we'll see.
You'll either be like madly in love, or you'll be like, no, I'm still living my best life.
I'm fine. I've got a toy boy now, and I just
he lives in Abu Dhabi, and I see him once a year.
Yeah, and it's perfect. It's perfect. I still get my space and do what I want.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
I'm here for that. I love that for you, and I think that should be spoken about more.
Yeah.
Because what is the norm? There's no norm these days.
And that's the thing. That's what that is like where I'm, it's probably the long-winded way of like getting to it. Just like, there's no, what is normality? You know, because like for us, I guess normality is you tell someone your parents are still together and they're like, what? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's not normal. Exactly. So, you know, I just got to create my own normal, haven't I?
That's it. And that's what's perfect for you.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your daughter.
Yes.
Because this is a big, important topic, which I think needs to be spoken about. And I just want to hear more about your story, because I don't know the ins and outs of it. So do you want to just start from the beginning in terms of that process that you went through and what happened? Yeah.
So with my ex-partner, we were trying for around 3 years. Nothing happened. And I think you get to a stage in your life, you get to a certain age where I think they say, after 2 years of trying, if you hit past 30, then you can go and like speak to your doctor. And again, I don't think that comes up enough. People don't really know that. Yeah. You know, they're like, you know, I know people that have been like 6-7 years trying and going through all these processes, and I'm like, you should have gone a lot earlier, especially when you hit a certain age now. Because I think that, I don't know why, but there's still like a real stigma on IVF, people talking about it. Like a lot of people I know that have been through it, and it's all kind of like been hush hush and whatever. And I think it's such a difficult journey to go through. And it's nice sometimes to have someone that like can relate to that. Yeah. If they want to. No one has to talk about it. Yeah. And that's fine.
It's just important to be out there though, isn't it? Especially if you are maybe in the early stages of struggling, or you're not sure what's going to happen. Yeah.
So 3 years of trying. We went to the doctors and we went and spoke to them. We, depending on your area, like you get like, obviously different guidance depending on like what borough you're in. So then we were put forward for all our tests. So we're in Essex. So I had all my tests done. He had all his tests done, and there was nothing that really came up that would show why it's not happening.
Okay.
But it just wasn't. And then we got referred to like a fertility clinic, which was in Cambridge, which apparently I think is called Bourne Hall, which was probably the first ever fertility clinic that was. And being the area that we were in, that was the one that we was recommended to. And they give you two natural cycles for you to do your testing, and then 3 from frozen.
Okay.
So, you know, without me like telling like that each into like loads of different details, we went through, had all our tests done and our examination and stuff at the fertility clinic, and they put us forward for our first go. And being someone that's like very positive, obviously it wasn't a positive journey, because it's not nice, because even, you know, being in the salon environment, people are like, oh, like, oh, you've been together this long and you're engaged now, and oh, I thought you would have had kids by now.
God.
You know, you get all that. Oh, like, when are you going to start for kids? When are you going to try? When's it? It's all like pushing to that next stage. And actually you're like, deep down, I'm like, well, I thought that as well.
Yeah. Do you know what? Just to like mention at this point, that I cannot stand that. Like, people assuming things all the time. Like, I've got a very good friend who had to have a hysterectomy years ago due to a tumor. Like, she was fine, but she had to have a hysterectomy when she was really young, and she can't have kids of her own. And the amount of conversations I've been around where people, even just our age, you know, I'm 36, so people in their 30s just having conversations being like, so how come you've not had kids yet? And I'm like, if only you knew.
Honestly.
Like, why is it your right to just assume and expect things, you know?
And also, like you say, everyone assumes that you're saying, oh, I thought you would have had kids, but what if someone actually doesn't want to?
Exactly.
So you're...
Because that's also fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's not expected.
Yeah.
So those parts are also like very difficult part of the journey, you know, when you get that, and especially like in a salon environment.
How did you handle that? Those kind of questions when you were going through that?
I just brushed it off. And I'm like, you know, it's like, oh, we're just not ready yet. You know, like all those kind of things to like not
just cut it off.
Because also, you know, I could be awkward. I can be like, well, yeah, like we have been trying for quite a long time now, and you know,
thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. You know, so you've got to be, again, like within that environment, you kind of put a mask on.
Yeah,
like you're always okay. You know, whereas deep down, like you're really not.
Yes.
And then even around you, you've got friends that are getting pregnant, clients coming in pregnant, and as much as you're so happy for them, because it's such a beautiful thing, deep down, you're always like, well, when's my turn?
Yeah. Why is this not happening for me?
Why is it not happening for me? Like, I'm trying to do everything like, you know, right and by the book. But yeah, fast forward, we started our treatment. We fell first time.
Amazing.
The journey of doing the IVF, it's hard. It's hard, the everyday with the injections, with but I would do it again 10 times over.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to. The hardest stage through everything, actually, the hardest stage was the stage where where you have to go in and they then they have to retrieve like your eggs. And you can go to like into like ovarian hyperstimulation. And then like they give you all these pointers and they're like, this is the extreme of what could happen. And you're like, okay.
It won't happen to me.
I'm fine. It's not going to happen to me when it happened to me.
Oh, no. So what happened?
Well, I felt like I was 25 months pregnant.
Wow.
That's how it felt.
Really?
Like you were so bloated. Like I couldn't sit down. I couldn't stand up. It just was because basically they will help to like, or create, like give you like more eggs. So it was like they're stimulating more eggs than obviously what your body's used to like building. And I think they developed like 42 follicles or something like that. So I was like, this is crazy. And then they have to do that. So then they retrieve it all, and as many that are in a good, obviously, state for them to go to the next stage. So yeah, I got that. And they were like, if this doesn't calm down, you're then going to have to wait till your next natural cycle
Oh God, yeah.
before like we can then go again with this whole process. And I was like, nope, not waiting. And my partner at the time, he was like, but just like, you need to get yourself in the right space. I was like, I've not gone through all this for the last 4 months of doing the injections and doing this and doing that. Like, I will get myself into the space where I'm going to be fine in 7 days.
You'll be fine.
For us to have the transfer. And I did.
Wow. Power of the mind.
Honestly, I was like, there's absolutely no way. So I did. And we fell first time.
Amazing.
With her. And it, honestly, the pregnancy was like a breeze for me.
Was it?
Like, I loved it. But I think more because I was super grateful that I was in that situation. Yeah. So I was like, you know, I felt sick and I felt this and I'm like, but it'll pass. It's fine.
You learned to enjoy it.
Yeah. Like all those like little moments, I was like, it's fine, it'll pass.
Yeah.
And yeah, it did. Wow. And also I was like, I had a massive fear of giving birth naturally.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't do that. I had a C-section.
Yeah. So you planned that from the start?
Yeah, basically. And my midwife was amazing. Yeah. She was like, whatever's best for you and the baby is what we'll do. Yeah. No, there's no pressure to be like, oh, you have to. It's all this like too posh to push. I'm like, that's got nothing to do with it. Yeah. Both are, you know what I mean? You're putting your body through something huge. Yeah. So whether you're having a C-section or whether you're giving birth naturally, doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that like, you know, I'm trying to get the easy way out. I mean, I've got a really high pain threshold, so I probably could have pushed, but I just didn't. I didn't want the whole thought of it. Yeah. And then I thought, I haven't gone through all of this now for me to get to that stage. And then you go, oh, we've got to do an emergency C-section because like I couldn't put my body through that. Yeah. And all my baby, I was like, no way.
And again, it's like, what's the normal? Who like, do what you want to do. Yeah. What's best for you, you know? Yeah. Everyone's different and everyone's got different preferences.
Yeah, exactly.
And just do what I when I give birth, I'm going to be like, whatever makes me most comfortable, do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care.
And if that means I'm having all the drugs.
Give me all the drugs. Someone asked me the other day, because I'm quite a holistic person and I'm quite anti like, I won't take medicine unless I'm like, if I really need it. Yeah. But then when it comes to giving birth, they're like, will you take the drugs? I'm like, yeah. They can give me all the drugs. Like, I just want it to be the most easy, most comfortable experience. Yeah. And that's
because
fine.
It's not like, I always say to people, you haven't got to be a martyr. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't get an award for like, well done, you pushed, or well done, you had a C-section. Yeah. Like, you just want your baby out. Yes. As the best as possible.
As healthy as possible.
And for you and for that baby. So it like really doesn't matter.
I do feel like it has become a bit like that, hasn't it? Where like, oh, I'm going to do it this way because it sounds the best. Yeah. And I'll get respect for that. And whale music and like do whatever's good for you. Yes. That was never going to work for me. Yeah. I would want to punch someone in the face. You know what I mean? If that was the case. Yeah. And as much as like mentally, like I'm very like positive and like I have my crystals and I like to meditate and I like to do all that. Yes. I was not doing that whilst trying to give birth. No, I want to know when she's coming. Yeah. And I will plan. I can do that. Yes. Like we had the name, knew I was having a girl. Yeah. I was like, I can't be doing all that. No. And also you can plan, you know, until the very end. Yeah. But it could all change at the last minute. Yeah. Like I've got a good friend of mine. She's very spiritual, which I am as well. And she planned her whole pregnancy. She wanted a natural birth. She planned to have X, Y, and Z, and she made her hospital room all lovely and, you know, all of that. And then literally last minute, they were like, we got to make some changes here, and nothing went to plan. Yeah. At the time, she's like, well, okay, do what you got to do. Yeah, exactly. We got to get this baby out safe, whatever the hell you need to do. Yeah. And I think it's so important to be open to that, isn't it? Which is relevant in life in general. You know,
literally,
you can have all the plans in the world, but if you got to make some changes, you got to make them. Amazing. Yeah. Okay, so you gave birth.
So gave birth. Yeah. And actually, like, she was born on the 19th of September.
Oh, okay.
So 19 is obviously quite a prominent thing for me throughout my business and thing. Yeah. Hence I have the brands, the products, 19 by MB.
Wow.
So yeah, it was literally like, you know, I made a wish and it came true. Yeah. And I think from the point of, I knew when I was going through the process, I was like, I knew I was going to have a girl. Like, I knew that this was going to be, like, when we went through the treatment, it was going to happen first time.
Yeah.
You know, everything in that course. So then I was like, okay, I kept saying to myself, well, when's it my turn? But, like, it was my turn when it was meant to be.
Yeah. And did you feel that within you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just knew.
Yeah. And the minute she came, I was like, right, okay, this is it.
Wow.
I'd done so much in my life also, like, up until that point, like,
Yeah.
within business and, like, in the hair industry and stuff. But I was like, okay, this is my purpose now.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Everyone says things change. I'm a stepmom at the moment, and hopefully in the not so distant future we'll have my own child as well. And I think you can have all these ideas, especially if you're entrepreneurial, of what it's going to be like, but until you actually give birth and you have your child,
you just don't.
You don't know.
You really don't.
Yeah. Like, I have no idea. Like, so many people have said to me, when it does happen, you got to just trust that all your plans might totally change.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
But in life, like I say to people all the time, you have to be adaptable.
Yeah.
And the minute you're not is the minute that you'll fall behind.
Yes.
In whatever it is that you do.
Feeling like you have to force through something just because you said you were gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't sugarcoat it. I never do for my friends. Like, it's And as doing it on my own, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's times where it's not fun. It's tedious. Like, it's draining. It's because that's life.
Yeah.
But, like, I literally wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
Oh, like, she's like my mini best friend.
Oh, that's so
or
lovely.
Broke one. Mini broke best friend.
I love that. And when she gets a bit older, though, that's when it'll be really magical.
Yeah.
Like, when she hits, like, 16, 17.
Yeah, let's get past the hormones.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck for the next few years.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how amazing.
But, yeah, like, she just is everything.
Yeah.
She's everything.
Yeah. That's so nice. And I'm so glad that you spoke about that. And I really wanted to make sure we covered that on the podcast because it is becoming more and more common, people going through IVF.
Yeah.
I can list a handful of people close to me who are going through it or have been through it in just the last couple of years. And I think we're at an age, I was having this conversation with my partner. So I'm 36, like I said, you're early 40s. Yeah. I think, I know you had your tests and there was nothing specifically wrong.
Yeah.
But, things like endometriosis and PCOS and, like, all these things, which I think are partly, medical disclaimer, this is not factual by any means, but, we grew up on the contraceptive pill.
Yeah.
Like, all of us, pretty much, for one way or another.
Day in, day out.
Yeah.
Spent our life stopping yourself.
Yes.
From that process happening.
And now we wonder why everyone's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a coincidence.
No, there's got to be something. There has to be something in it.
There has to be. And I think it's a mixture of that and obviously the way that the world now is with processed foods and the environment and all this stuff as well, I think contributes to it as well.
And age is a factor as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
In some cases, because obviously, like, with work and business in life, like, a lot of women now are getting into, like, industries where they maybe got quite high powered jobs and you know what I mean? And it's like, it's a lot of work. It's not your 9 to 5. You're getting up at 7, you're not getting in till 7.
Yeah.
So, like, your body, and so and then and then also we're hitting the later stages before we're even wanting to try and have kids.
Exactly.
Because you're like, I'm going to get my career in place first and then
true.
So there's many different factors as to why, like, it is difficult, and everybody's obviously story is different, but for me, like, it was really tough. It was probably one of the hardest things that I'd done was going through IVF. But
mentally and physically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But singly, the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah. And how incredible that you can flip it like that as well. Like, that's what it's about.
So as hard as some things are, and as hard as that was, again, like I say, I would, if I had to and I wanted to, I would do it 10 times over again to get the result that I have.
Wow.
So
that makes me feel all nice inside. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? I feel like that's a really lovely place to kind of end the conversation. But if there's anything else you want to talk about, please do let me know.
Not really, because don't start me off with something else. Otherwise
we'll be here all day.
We'll be here all day. We can do that on another podcast.
Okay, yeah, we'll have another session.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. It's been so lovely to have you on.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Where can people find you on socials? Personal, business, all the things.
Personal business. So Hair by Nats 19. For my
19.
hair, for my hair work.
Yep.
For the brand, you've got me on NB Hair Care. Mm-hmm. So it's NB_hair care. Mm-hmm. And personal is Boss Babe 19.
Love that. Boss Babe 19.
So
what a vibe.
19 is like the figure. And I feel like the one thing that I know that I've dreamt of since having Harley is that my goal is to have 19 different businesses by the time she's 19.
Oh my God, stop.
So.
Okay. Right, I'm going to hold you accountable to that.
I'm on the way.
How many are you on now? And she's 9 now, right? Is that right?
I have got 4.
4, okay.
4. Okay. 1 in the pipeline. Me and my friend were looking to set up a business, CEO, the company that's like about like networking and like a concierge kind of platform. So that will be 1. I had a kids clothing brand.
Okay.
I put that by the wayside a little bit just because of like coming into doing hair freelance on my own. I kind of really needed to focus. Yeah. But that is there still. Yeah. That's called 19H Ray. Okay. Actually.
Nice.
So
amazing.
So yeah. That's the goal. Wow. So watch out.
If you ever need, I'm always here for starting businesses. So if you're looking for business partners, depending on what they are, I'm always here to listen.
Okay, we'll hit you up then.
Yeah, I'm here for that. I'll help you. Let's get to that 19. Sorry, look at the time just right now.
Oh, I see.
See?
Make a wish.
Love that. It's 111, guys, in case you're wondering what we're on about. Thank you so much. You've been an amazing guest.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
And I could literally talk to you for hours. Yeah. So we'll definitely get you back at some point and we'll see what else we can chat about.
I look forward to that.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.